Hello everyone, Logan here with another Kickstarter preview for you. It's for Dragon Dice. Now I know what you're saying. It's like, wait a minute, wasn't that game out all the way back in like the 80s or 90s? Yes it was. But another company actually owns the property to it now. It used to be owned by TSR. Now it's owned by SFR. And even though it's been out and it's available to buy for the past, dozens of years since its initial release and then transfer over. They are streamlining it. They got all updated rules, and they're coming out with new sets and reissuing some old sets that have been out of print. And so the Kickstarter's coming up. We're going to be taking a look at the two-player starter set here and what comes in it. And you'll see as I explain to Gothy how to play a game from my youth that I used to enjoy, that Gothy had never heard of before me. So, it's Dragon Dice by SFR. You'll see it here. With a starter set, you get the rule book here, the starter rules. This is the basic rules as of 2015, but I've been told that they've polished up the rules and cleaned them up, made them more streamlined, and the stuff like that for the base set that's going to be in the Kickstarter and going forward. But these are the rules as of 2015 for the starter set that I received. And it's pretty nice. It goes through everything. You can see all the rules or everything is laid out. The only thing that I wish that it did was the stuff for like the special attack icons right here, and also for the spells that you can cast. I wish that instead of being in the rule book, I wish that they were on a separate card or something, or maybe even on the playmat that you have, so you're not having to flip through the book or pass it back and forth to check which one of the icons are up or which spell you're going to cast. You gotta pass the book back and forth. I wish it was on like a little card, or if it was on the actual play sheet, but there's not a lot of room on the play sheet form, as you'll see in the next part. So here's the playmat that you get with the Dragon Dice two-player box set, the starter set. You get two of these, but there's only one in the screen for right now. You get one for you and one for the opponent, and it's where you're gonna put out all your dice to do your battles and everything. You've got three different spots for your three different armies. You got your home army, your campaign army, and your horde army. And also it says your home terrain and your frontier terrain, because at the beginning of the game you'll put down whatever terrain you want to use for your home terrain, which the colors of it kind of coincide with your team and the different abilities. And then you'll propose a frontier terrain, so you'll put a dice right there, and you and your opponent, depending on who goes first and who's going to go second, decide which frontier terrain you'll use, because you'll each put down a die for the frontier terrain. And then you got spots for your army. You got spots for your dead units, any ones that, if you take damage, your units will go over here to the dead unit area, and different 8th phase abilities on the terrain dice will make you can make your opponent move something from the dead unit area to the buried unit area, where it won't be available for the rest of the game. You got your summoning pool, which is where your two dragon dice start out in. They'll because they can be summoned from there to one of the terrain areas later on, but they'll start and they'll just sit in the summoning pool for a while. And then you also have your reserved area down here, because during the game, at the end of your turn, you'll be able to, if you have any dice in the reserved army area, you can move them to your different armies up here, or after that, you can move armies or dice from your armies to your reserved area for later on in the next turn. And then it's also got the turn sequences on here, which I really like. They're actually on the player board, telling you how you go through the turns. It's all right there. And then also the resolutions for the magic combat, the missile combat, and the melee combat, and how to resolve that. So you don't have to keep flipping back to the rule book. They're actually right there on both of the play sheets. So here's the two team sets that you get with the two-player starter set, divided right down here. One team on this side, one team on that side. You get two terrain dice per team. I've separated them out according to the picture in the book where it has the two-player armies set up. So I'm guessing this is the layout or the suggested terrains and everything for the 2 teams and the dragons also. But the dice are almost exactly the same except for the colors. You got 8 different faces, and whichever one is face up determines what kind of attack can be done on your turn at that terrain. Like you see the little, looks like a sparkly wand right there is magic. Let's see, we've got missile right there on the 4 with the arrow. Melee is a little sword right there. And each one has a special number 8 right there, because when it reaches 8, it's got a little icon, and it has a little special ability for that terrain that's in the book. Each one is a different layout, and you're trying to turn them up and down during the game. Then you have your armies, your monsters. Each team comes with 6 1-health dice that are the smallest 6-siders you have. Then, I'm sorry, 8. Thank you, Gothy. 8 6-sided dice. They all count as 1 health. They're the smallest ones. You've got 4 of the 2 health dice right here. 2 of the 3 health dice, and those are all 6-siders. But then these are 4 health dice. They're D10s right here, 10-sided dice. They are 4 health. Each one of them has a face on it, or an ID face that counts whenever you're trying to total stuff up. It counts for whatever, like missile or magic or melee, whatever you're trying to do. If the face comes up like this one right here on the 2-sided dice, so you see that right there, that would count as 2 of like magic if you were trying to do a magic attack when it comes up, because that's its ID face. And then they all have different symbols. Like these ones on this dice are for saves, and they look like little shields with dots in the middle of them. These are for maneuvers when you're counting up their maneuver rolls and stuff. So they all got their little stuff on them to count, as well as special attack actions symbols that are on them. See if I can find like that. That looks like a little unicorn horn or a thorn right there. I think that's the teleport one, if I remember. It's in the back of the book. Let me flip and see. Oh, yeah, it's teleport, where it does different stuff during a maneuver roll as opposed to a magic melee or missile roll. So if that comes up, you do that first before counting your faces up. And then you each have two dragon dice that have different sides that correspond whenever you roll them to whatever comes up. And those they're all in the book. Different, let's see, like breath weapon right there. If you can see it, it's a little flame coming out. And then got claws, for claw attack. So whenever you roll in there, they come up and they destroy. So there's 2 dragons each right there. And you get basically, you've got your units, and you got to make your 3 different armies out of your units right here, and you got your terrains and your dragons. And you'll see it whenever we get to the setup. We'll show you how we set that up on the player boards. Okay, so we've got our 2 teams already picked out, basically. I've got 30 health worth of guys here. She's got 30 health worth of hers. They come in the starter set this way. So we each got 2 dragons and 2 terrain dice, and all of our stuff set up. So to start off, we put our dragon dice in our summoning pool. Already got hers there. And then we're going to place a terrain for our home terrain, and then we're going to each propose one for the frontier terrain. So I'm going to put my blue one in the home terrain, and I'm going to propose my green one for the frontier terrain. And then which one are you going to?
Guess I'm doing that.
Okay, orange one, and then you're going to propose the other one as the frontier terrain?
Sure.
All right. And
I have
then,
no idea.
So we've got our 30 health worth of dice here with our 4-point monsters, and then our units right there. So you got to choose out of all your units to make 3 different teams. Each team has to have, or each army has to have at least 1 die, and no more than 15 health points, which when you start with 30 units of health, it's easy to split them up. So we're going to go ahead and, let's see how I want to do this with my guys. I want to split my big guys between them. I'm going to do it like that. Is that a big guy? No, those are 2. 2 health, 1 health, 1 health. 1 health. So let's see how I'm going to do these. So these are all 3 health over here. So 7, 7. Excuse us while we get our teams together. So 7 there. 10 and some cannon fodder over here. Let's go ahead and make that one. This is 7 here. Wait, hold on. This one is 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 over there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's see, that is my horde army over there. And then we'll just have, what was that, 6 just there. All right. Ding. Okay. Got them all. Good. I know it's a little boring watching the setup, but that's how you have to do it. Just making sure that each team has no more than 15 points.
Math.
Yeah, math. Okay, so now we're gonna determine the order of play. So each one of us, go ahead and we're gonna roll our horde army die. So was it horde? Yeah, roll. Oh no, I'm sorry. Roll the complete horde army. So my horde army is over here. Got the horde army is over there, and we're looking for whoever has the most maneuver results. Gothies will look like chicken feet, while mine will look like fiery footprints. Let's see. Yeah, I've got right there. Let's see. I've got 4, 5 right there. These don't count as anything there. So Gothy has 1 chicken foot. 1 chicken foot, which is her maneuver. I've got 5 right there. So I get to choose to either go first or to propose a terrain die. I'm going to choose to go first. So that means Gothy gets to choose which terrain die we're actually going to use for our frontier.
Oh, I get to pick?
Yeah, you get to pick. We just got done playing this a couple minutes ago.
I know. I guess I use mine.
Okay, so she's going to use that. So the other terrain die, the one that I propose, is not going to be used, and that one's going to be used there. So now we're each going to roll our terrain die that we own and place them in the spots. Gothy will roll the frontier one since that's hers. If we roll any 8s, the die gets re-rolled. Yeah, like that. And if we roll any 7s, they get rolled down to 6s. Okay, so that one's going to be a 3, which is a missile attack. Yeah, that one also. See, mine rolled a 1. All right. 2. Okay, so we're starting relatively low on those. So we've got magic at those 2 camps right there, and missile attacks there. All right, so now we're ready to start the game. The turn sequence goes as first is the beginning phase, where any spell and spell effects expire, which we don't have anything right now. Any racial abilities happen for any of our monsters, but in the 2-player base game, there's no racial abilities. And then if any of the terrain die are at their 8th phase, they do their special abilities, which isn't anything right now. We got, 1 here, 3 here, and 2 there. So then there's a dragon attack phase, if any dragons had been summoned to any of the terrains, they get to attack, even if it's your army is present there. And then it actually goes to the army phase, where it's the first march. Since I'm playing first, I choose an army, and then we'll roll for maneuvers. I'll show you how to do that. And then we get actions. So I think... Let's see. Where faces here, faces there, faces there. Yeah. I think I'm going to choose my home army right now. So whenever you choose your army, I'll make sure to flip the book so I read this correctly to everybody. You declare your intent to maneuver the terrain. So I'm saying I want to maneuver this terrain right here. I can maneuver it up or down if I actually get to do it, but I don't have to specify to my opponent if I'm moving it up or down at the time. I just say that I want to maneuver this terrain. And then my opponent gets to choose to either contest my maneuvering of it, or gets to just allow me to maneuver it if she would like.
Fine, I'll allow it.
Okay, so she's going to allow it. She's not contesting it at all. So in that case, we don't have to roll for anything, since she's not doing it. So I just actually get to turn it either up or down by 1, which I'm turning it up. So now it goes from being a magic turn, and now it's missile. Missile attacks are available at that one. And that is my first march. If she contested it, we would have had to have a big roll-off and this and that. But that's my first march. Now, my second march, I have to choose a different army to basically do the same thing. So I'm going to choose my campaign army right here. I'm going to say that I want to maneuver this terrain. Are you going to contest it or allow it?
Going to contest
She's going to contest it. Da, 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 da. Okay, so first we have to roll for any maneuvers to see if I actually get to turn that die up or down before we actually do any attack actions. See, roll for some maneuvers. I've got 3 right there, and then I got some magic over here. I got some saves, and I forget what the pitchfork is. Grab your torch and pitchfork. Oh, it's melee. So I've got 3 maneuvers. Yeah. So how many maneuvers do you have?
3.
Yeah, 3 maneuvers. Yay. Okay, so the active player wins ties. So I actually get to do the maneuver. I'm going to go ahead and turn this up. Turn it up for what? Anyway, and then now I get to attack. I get to do my action. And since this is still missile on this campaign, I get to choose which army I am attacking. I can't attack anything in reserves, and if I was attacking with my home terrain, I couldn't attack into another home terrain. But don't have to worry about that. I think I'm gonna shoot your friend, your campaign army with my campaign army. I'm gonna missile attack that one. Yeah, it looks like the lower of the the better option, especially since my guys are kind of small. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and roll my attack, and I gotta see if I roll any missile results. I have to roll at least 1 missile results to be able to attack you. So let's go ahead and see. You're not rolling defense yet, and do any special attack icons if I have any. It does not look like I have any missile results. I've got a bunch of maneuvers, I've got some magic, and I've got some melee results for my die. All right, so. You don't have to roll for any saves because I don't have at least 1 missile result.
Fine.
Yep, fine. And then there's the, since that was my second march and finished, then there's the end phase where you can do any reinforcements. You can take people from, if you have anybody in your reserves, you can move them to any of the terrains with the armies. And then it's retreat, which you can move any of your units from your armies that are at terrains to the reserves. So let's, I'm going to switch around some people here. Let me go ahead. I'm going to move this guy. I'm going to treat him back here to my reserves. And maybe one of the guys from over here. Yeah. And now if there's any spell and effects expirations that happen at the end of turn, they would happen now. And then it goes to the beginning of the next player's turn. Player number 2. So finally, Gothi's turn.
Okay.
So
I want to maneuver that guy.
Okay, she's basically skipping over. We don't have any spell effects, so nothing in the beginning phase. No dragons have been summoned, so we don't have a dragon attack. So she's basically skipping the first 2 parts of the phase and going straight to the army phase, which is really easy to do at the beginning of the game, since there's nothing really to do yet. Okay, so she is saying that, okay, so you want to maneuver this terrain?
Yeah.
All right. So we got to roll.
Are you allowing it?
I'm gonna contest it. Ah. So roll and see who has higher maneuvers. Let's see.
I don't know what that is.
I have. You don't know what is. Oh, well, that's a bunch of tree branches. Wheat. Let's go ahead and look in the rule book. Let's see. That is. I do not know. Oh, that might be a special attack or special action icon. Let me see what, or it might be though. I have no clue. No. Got a bunch of stuff here. No. No. Oh, I have special action icons. I'm showing my dice. Oh, this is wild growth. This is a special action icon. So I don't know if they take effect during the maneuvers because it does not say. Yeah, during each march, the maneuver and action steps are taken. Yeah, I think special attack icons come up. Powerful special attack. I'm not sure if they happen during the maneuvers or not. Let's go ahead and no, I think it's hold on. No, during any non-maneuver roll. No, so that doesn't Doesn't count as anything. So maneuvers,
Whatever.
you've
I
got
have one.
chicken feet. And I have none.
Oh.
So, yeah, I have no maneuvers on my side. This is my special attack icon. That's a smite, which happens during a melee attack, but we're during maneuvers right now. Okay, so you win. You get to turn it either up 1 or down 1. Turn it up 1 to 3. All right.
And then I'm going to attack it.
And then you're doing a magic roll, which I don't get to defend as far as I know against magic results. You, or unless the spell description says so. So the attacking army rolls for the magic, and then counts points of generated magic. You are looking...
I think they are all these.
You are looking for flowers as your magic attack.
Oh, then that's not magic.
Yeah, no. Oh, no, first you gotta look for any special attack icons. Yeah. They happen, anything. So this, those arrows right there are a special attack icon. It's a volley. So, during a save roll against a missile action, volley generates both save results and missile, Only magical saves protect against that. During any other save roll, during a missile action, no, they don't count anything during a magic action. These are missiles, so if you were actually trying to shoot like this,
I thought they were
missile.
like Gandalf stuff.
No, and then this is actually a face ID. So face IDs, I think, actually count for whatever you're rolling for. Yeah, ID icons always count for the number of health units of whatever basic result you're going for. So this, since it is this dice face ID, that's a 1-point die, right? So it counts as one magic. So you have one, either green or what is this die? Green or yellow, or is this green or blue? No, this is
green and yellow.
Yeah, no, this is blue and yellow. Yeah, so this would be green or yellow. You got 1 point of green or yellow magic to hit me with, which I think all spells cost at least 2. Yeah, I'm looking at the list of spells in the back of the rule book. All spells cost at least 2. So
okay.
You did not generate enough magic to hit me with anything.
So next turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so your next march. That's your first march. Next march. You have to choose a different army.
Down.
Oh, okay. So you're going to try to maneuver that terrain?
Yes.
Okay, so let's roll for maneuvers. Maneuvers! I have no maneuvers. I got a bunch of saves.
2 different types of feet. No. Yeah, 2 different types.
Well, yeah, these are maneuvers, and this right here could counts as something else. It is, it's probably a special attack. Yeah, special attack icon. Foot. Where is that? Okay, maybe not. It's not in there.
Maybe it's supposed to be a chicken foot.
Nah, I doubt it's a chicken foot. Maybe. Yeah, some of these symbols did not come up yet, because yours is supposed to look like...
Because on the other side, too, there's 2.
Maybe they are supposed to be your thing. Your maneuver rolls, yeah, because they don't match any of your other symbols, so maybe they are supposed to look. They just got the die was stamped a little weird. All right, okay. So formula, you just have to have at least 1 maneuver. You got to beat me in maneuvers, which you do.
All right.
So you get to turn up or down 1. Up 1. Okay, so now it's a 3 and it's a missile attack. So now you got to choose. Oh, you got to choose which army.
I'm gonna attack the army.
You're gonna attack that army?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna flip this back to missiles just so I get this there. Okay, you got to roll at least 1 missile. Well, you do special attack icons, which I know that guy is.
That's face, I guess.
Face icon. The special attack icon, which that's teleport. So during a maneuver roll, no. During any other thing, the teleporting unit may immediately move itself and up to 3 health worth of units in the army containing this unit to any terrain. So you can actually teleport your guys to a different terrain. That one, and the face icon, automatically it's a 1-point guy.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got technically 1. 1 missile result. So I've got to roll for any saves and resolve any special attack icons. So my saves, as far as are the little circle guys. Yeah, the circle stun guys. No saves. But I don't have any special attack icons, but I do have a a face, so that's 3. But that doesn't count as saves. Okay. So you deal me 1 health damage.
Freaking time.
Yeah. So I gotta move it to my dead. Okay, so the only 1 health I have right there. So that'll be moved to my dead unit area. This will go back there. I don't know. And that's it. That's your basic gameplay. Well, now she would go through her. Well, yeah, go through your end phase. If you had any reinforcements and you want to move from your reserves there, or any guys you and then retreat can move from your armies to your reserves. No, and then end phase. And the beginning, you see anything, I would have to go. And you keep playing like that, going back and forth. The dragons in your summoning pool, you could actually summon them to a terrain if you cast the summon dragon spell, which is in the back of the book. It's any magic, because it's white right there. Oh, I can get it on camera. That might help. Use 7 of any magic, but it's all got to be the same kind of magic. And you can summon dragon to any terrain and then be able to attack armies at that terrain. Otherwise, they stay in your summoning pool right there. And you keep playing until one of 2 things happens. Either you control 2 terrains that are at their 8th side, like that, or you completely wipe out your opponent's army and they're all completely dead, which usually happens when me and Gothy play, even though she likes to act like she doesn't know what she's doing.
I'm not really acting either.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the review. So Dragon Dice is a great 2-player dice rolling fun time. The feelings and nostalgia that it brings for me, and I know some of the other players that I've been talking to online that remember it from back in the day, is great. Really excited to see it come. I got the 2 undead kickers here that you didn't actually get to see in the video, but I'm hoping that they sent them to us to check out and play with, but I'm hoping that they actually have them during the Kickstarter, so I have to see, and they add like new dice, and it's just wonderful. I'm like excited to see this. It's coming to Kickstarter July 18th, so make sure you stay tuned. We're gonna post a link down the comments or the description. While the Kickstarter's ongoing, and also make sure you hit that little subscribe button over there. Go ahead and hit that little thumbs up like button, to let us know that you like the video and you like our content. Go ahead and leave a comment down there too. Let us know you care. And while you're at it, go ahead and head on over to the Facebook and click subscribe over there. Show us some love, comment, on some of our posts. Also, make sure you check out our sponsors. You'll see their icons on the title card at the end, and the links will be in the description also. Go ahead and support them too. I'm Logan for Logan Chops Reviews, and we'll see you next time.